Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Another week, another episode, where today I'm going to be discussing Barca's game last weekend versus Espanyol. Ended in a 2-2 draw, and I'm also towards the end of the video. I'm going to be discussing a preview of the Napoli game on Thursday in the Europa League. So starting off with the game last weekend against Espanyol, it's a very complicated game. I would say Barcelona played well. Barcelona were dominant, but they lacked that, let's say, like, killer finish or that killer touch in front of a goal, that clinical finishing in front of a goal. Because we had some good chances. We were dangerous. Adama Traore played another good game. He was electric down the wing. He put in the cross for a late Luke de Jong goal, and he played really well. We started the game winning 1-0 from a Pedri goal, and Barcelona started really well, and the game continued going like that, and Espanyol pretty much scored, in my opinion, against the run of play towards the end of the first half. And any team who's losing or competing, they want to score towards the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. That way you can go into the second half with a clean slate. And it's a fantastic goal by Bardet. It's an outside of the box finish. You can't really blame Ter Stegen too much on that goal. It was a wonderful strike. What you could say is maybe Busquets was a little bit lazy to cover him, but I wouldn't put that much blame. And then going into the halftime, it was 1-1. We see Barcelona against the run of play concede. It's very disappointing, but we have to keep our hopes high. We go into the second half with the same as we started, and at the 64th minute we concede a goal by Tomas, and this is a through ball that they send over the top, and this is Araujo had to come injured. A knock, an impact in the first half, so he had to come off in the second half. And then in the second half, Eric Garcia came on, and when Eric Garcia came on, in my opinion, he wasn't ready to play. He maybe seemed a little bit off, but he conceded that goal that led to us going behind. Over the top ball into Raul de Tomas. The defenders were keeping a high line. He wasn't keeping a high line, and then as soon as the ball is played, he's one-on-one with Ter Stegen, and Ter Stegen, there's not really much you can do unless he pulls off a wonder save, and he puts it in the left corner. So we are 2-1 down, and we need to score, because this is, in my opinion, this is a missed opportunity, because Real Madrid dropped points, and it was a fantastic way to put pressure on the other teams around us, and we didn't take advantage of it. Barcelona went attacking. They brought on Ousmane Dembele. They put on their attackers. They took off Frankie de Jong, Barla Nico. They played a 3 at the back. To try and go more attacking. They brought on Luke de Jong, and Luke de Jong played well. We had some great headers throughout the game, and you saw how having a player with his characteristics helps the team. And in certain situations, I completely agree that Luke de Jong can be a useful player. Teams that sit back and they try to absorb that pressure, because Barcelona likes to have the ball, and so Luke de Jong as Adama was playing well throughout the game, constant with Ousmane Dembele as well. They were throwing crosses in the box, and a player like Luke de Jong would be fantastic to have. So comes in Luke de Jong. He has a couple close attempts, and later at one of the dying moments, we score. It becomes 2-2. and it leaves a bittersweet end to the game. We played well, we scored early, we conceded 2 goals, and it was like a very it's a dampener. It's a missed opportunity, because we need to start advancing into the top 4. We need to get into those higher places. We can't be 4th or 3rd, and it makes it like a really tough, because the game after would have been against Napoli, and going into that game with a win would have been a huge moral boost. And another thing that is a consequence of this Espanyol game is that we have Araujo injured, which means he's not going to miss the Napoli game tomorrow on Thursday. We are also, for the weekend, we're going to have PK suspended. So going into the weekend's games, we're going to have we have limited options in the defense. So it makes it really tough for us. So moving on to tomorrow's game against Napoli. Napoli has been really good in Serie A so far. 17 goals conceded so far, in I believe it's in 25 games. The only teams who have conceded less is I believe Man City and Sevilla. They've been playing really well. They're undefeated in the last 5. And they're going to come into this game looking to score, looking to win. Barcelona, as there's no longer away rules in the Europa League, just like in the Champions League. Napoli's going to come in here. They're thinking, okay, fine, we're going to come play, and we have to be on our game, because Napoli is a top team. This is a Champions League team. And tomorrow we're going to be without Dani Alves. Is not registered for this competition, and I believe rightly so. Like Dani Alves, he's a Champions League winner. I understand his frustration when he wants to play these games, but at 38 years old, it's completely understandable if you don't want to play him every single game. Save him for La Liga. But the back line, I think it's good. I think Eric Garcia is going to start, because we don't have any other defenders. We're going to see that. Piqué is also going to be there, as he's not suspended for this game. So Des is also going to most likely be giving another start. So it's going to be a back line of Ter Stegen, Jordi Alba, Piqué, Eric Garcia, and Dest. We're gonna have to be very careful when we play against Napoli, because Napoli has some very fast players and some very tricky players, such as Insigne. Insigne is a fantastic player, and also we have to deal with the pace of Osimhen. Osimhen is a very difficult player to mark. Barcelona is gonna have to be on their game if they want to do well in this game. And even though it's the Europa League, we still need to treat this competition as we have to win it, because we currently, Barcelona cannot afford to disrespect any competition. We have to go into every competition thinking that this is serious and we have to win. So we have to take Napoli very, very seriously. Moving into the midfield, it's up to choice. I think Sergio Busquets is going to start. I think Frenkie de Jong is going to start. I think we're going to go with the same sort of similar lineup as last game, with Gavi, Pedri, and Frenkie de Jong and Busquets in the midfield, with Gavi as left wing, and Ferran Torres and Adama Traoré up top. I would not like to see that lineup again. I would like to see a more offensive lineup. I would like to see Aubameyang start. And I know Ousmane Dembele hasn't been, let's say, the best player, or like his situation is a little bit complicated, but Dembele is a good option that we can have. We can start him on the left wing, have Aubameyang in the middle as a striker, and Adama Torres or Adama Traoré or Ferran on the right wing. Or if you want to choose to bench Dembele and have him as a sub, which is also a good option in what I would be looking for Xavi to do, is to start Aubameyang, Adama Traore, and Ferran Torres. In the midfield, you can have Frenkie de Jong, Busquets, and either Pedri or Gavi. Or let's say if you want to bench Busquets and have de Jong as a pivot, give him some time in that pivot role, because Busquets in his last performance he made too many mistakes. He was on the ball very clumsy. Maybe this is a chance to rest him, but once again, this is the Europa League. It's a place where we wouldn't want to be, but we have to take the competition seriously, so we have to put our best team out there. That's one option that we can do, but I would start with a midfield of Sergio Busquets, Frenkie de Jong, and Pedri. I would have that as my midfield. As my attack, I would have Aubameyang, Adama Traore, and Ferran Torres. I think we should go after this game from the minute go. We should be offensive. We should try to get at Napoli, because the Camp Nou is our fortress. The Camp Nou, under recent years, we've been very poor away from home. We've been gaining some results, but Barcelona tends to perform better at home. And against Atletico Madrid a couple weeks ago, we've been losing the top opposition, and we need to change that. Against Napoli, we need to win. We need to win, because we cannot be afford to not qualify for next year's Champions League, and to cover for the losses that we made this season by not qualifying. It's going to be a big loss if we don't proceed into the Europa League far. If we don't proceed far into the tournament. So yeah, those are some thoughts on the game, how I think it's going to go. I think the players have had a couple days to rest. Game on Sunday, now game on Thursday in the Europa League. What kind of performance do I think I'm going to see from this team? I think I'm going to see a hungry performance. I'm going to see a team that's motivated to get this win. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think Napoli are not going to be any easy team or to be, let's say, bullied. And it's going to be a very exciting tie. Of course, we would like to be in the Champions League, but we've been very disappointing. We haven't been playing well, and we have to do what we have to do. After the Napoli game, we have to go against Valencia, another tough opponent, but that is for another day. We're going to see how that turns out. Some players I really hope do impress tomorrow. I really hope Aubameyang, with his potential first start, I hope he does really well. Eric Garcia, I hope we see some improvement. Last game against Espanyol, he did not play well. Jordi Alba, he's sometimes hit and a miss in big moments. We need him at his top level. We can't have him, let's say, distracted or in anything else. And so we need everyone at the very top level. I really hope we see a very good performance. Predictions for tomorrow's game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Napoli are going to score, unfortunately. But I think Barcelona will score more goals. I think it's going to be 2-1. Or if it doesn't end in a Barcelona win, I think it's going to be a draw at 1-1. So let me know what your guys' predictions and thoughts on tomorrow's game. Hopefully we see a very entertaining game. The team is going into this game very confident, very motivated, and we'll see what happens. Well, thanks again, guys. Leave a comment, leave a subscribe, leave a like, do all that, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.